stopped for lunch on our way today, and we've actually been here before, but we liked it so much we came back. Super good. So we have an empanada with meat and a chorizo burrito, some cheese, and some beans. It's gonna be yummy. We're excited. We're back in the car. Just finished our yummy lunch. It was muy delicioso. It ended up being 260 pesos, and we gave them a 40 peso tip, so 300 pesos, which David says is about $15. So not bad for a tasty meal. We actually asked if we could buy some salsa from them to go, because it was so good. And luckily they hooked us up with a little to-go coffee cup full of salsa. So that'll make for some yummy dinners ahead. That is a big cactus. Huge. So nice. I guess this is private land, but the owners are okay with hikers. Thank you to them. Looks like it's a pretty good one. Wow. All the cactuses.
The needles are very pointy, as you might guess. That one was like hair thin and actually poked into my finger. I had to pull it out.
Did it hurt?
No.
Really? Oh, little lizard! He runs fast. Did you see him?
No.
He's right there.
Oh yeah.
Blending in. Way over there is a camper. Today we're parked a little bit north of La Ventana. We hadn't been over here yet, so we thought it would be perfect for a couple nights as we make our way towards La Paz. So we're camped on the beach, and it's been really nice. Windy, but nothing like the wind we had back in Haines and Skagway. But we looked on the All Trails map today and realized there's a nice trail just right down from where we're camped. So that worked out really well. Just stumbled upon it. So giving it a go. It's pretty incredible how big and tall some of these cactuses are. I think it's a little too prickly for the kitties though. So they're back in the camper. Climbed a little bit. And we're rewarded with some nice, pretty views. Good views all around. Couple of sailboats out there in the distance. There's definitely enough wind for them today. Back in the direction of La Ventana, you can see all the kite surfers. They're loving the wind too. I'd say you need a wetsuit though, so it's a little chilly today. It's kind of funny, we were just here a couple weeks ago, and well, a little more north of here actually, but it wasn't windy and it was much warmer.
So we got back from our hike earlier, stopped in the camper, checked on the kitties, ate a little snack, and we decided to try to go check out the hot springs that are nearby. It was like a 15-minute walk is what GPS says, so we're not too far off now. These hot springs are a little bit different than normal. You apparently have to almost dig yourself out a bathtub in the bank and then let the hot spring water seep into your handmade bathtub to get the warm water. It's low tide right now too, so according to some of the reviews that we read, that's the best time to go. So we'll check it out and hopefully we have some luck. All right, we made it to the hot springs. Perfect timing too, it seems. Yeah, this spot back here and towards the back of the hole is almost too hot, but the water coming in from the ocean cools it down pretty nicely. So it's a balance, but definitely a cool little spot.
Very nice.
I think we finally got it figured out. We're actually in the tubs next to this one, and we were in the first one, and then the tide came enough that it got cold, so we moved up one, and it was almost too hot sitting on the bottom. But the people that were in this one, which they dug out a pretty huge tub, and they've got a nice wall over there to keep the waves from breaking over too much. But anyway, this was a nice big tub, and it's perfect on this end. It seems like we maybe got 10 or 15 more minutes of perfect temperature water before the tide comes in and makes it cool.
Those hot springs were lovely. Unfortunately, the wind cranked up that night, and we woke up to an extra high tide that wasn't too far from lapping at the truck. Based on the tide and the crazy wind this morning, we have got to get out of here. We packed up and made our way out. This area of the coast was expected to have strong winds for the next week or so, so we needed to find a place to tuck in for a little protection. We made it out from our windy, wave-lapping camp spot this morning, and we just passed back through La Ventana, and we're making our way towards La Paz. So hopefully in about an hour we'll be there. Just an hour down the road, we made it to La Paz to hang out on the Melicon, which, thankfully, was protected from the wind. Alright, we went to the market and walked down the Melicon a little bit and stopped for an early lunch, which we'll call brunch, because we're having more breakfast food. But it looks pretty yummy. We're excited. Brunch with a view. Okay, we stopped and got some groceries while we were in La Paz, and we need to fill up propane. We're almost out. So propane is a little bit different. It seems like in the States and in Canada, you would just go to a gas station that had a propane fill. But here, what we found are these, it's just propane stop, and they've got a big tank in the back, and then you just bring your tank up and they fill it up for you. And just like that, we're all filled up. The guy working there was moving quick. There were all kinds of people waiting to get their propane tanks filled. He was working hard. But we ended up paying 250 pesos for a fill up, and we got close to 20 liters, which is about $13.50 US. And I think that's a pretty good price. Pretty good compared to sometimes what we would get in Canada and the US if we had to pay a flat rate rather than filling up per gallon for the propane. So otherwise I think it's pretty comparable. We're having some dessert tonight. We made some brownies and we have a super fun topping we're putting on there. We picked these up at a little local shop and I don't know exactly what's in them other than coconut, and they are delicious. What it really reminds me of is the icing on German chocolate cake. It's fantastic. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take some of these, crumble them up on top of our brownie, and it kind of is like having German chocolate cake, but also better because it's with brownies. So we're gonna give it a go. Okay. The finished product. We just crumpled up those little, I'll call them cookies, I'm not really sure, but it's gonna be delicious. We actually already made these ones and forgot to document it for you, so bon appetit.
If you liked this video, let us know by liking and subscribing. And don't forget, you can see more of the journey on Instagram and TikTok. Cheers, friends!